Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about, does my information help women too? Well, I got 2 emails from women that they're wondering if the information that I teach can help women as well. So, I'm just going to go ahead and get into the first email, and it says, "Hi Craig, I love your channel and your information has helped me a lot already. My question is to you, does your information help women?" Well, the thing is that it does not. It only helps people that have a soul. So, I'm just kidding, okay? Absolutely, it does help women. I know a lot of women are sitting there wondering, does my information help you guys? Is it geared towards guys? Listen, there are some differences in some of the things that I teach regarding helping women or not. However, the biggest area that it is in is the early courtship phase. That's really the biggest difference. Because there are different expectations for men and women in the early courting stage of a relationship, right? The man is expected to pursue the woman and show interest in her. He's got to lay it on the line, be confident, and put himself out there. So, for example, women want the guy to ask for the number. They want the guy to text her or call her or ask her on the date. So in that sense, I have to teach the guys how to properly court a woman in the early stages. Now, of course, some women don't mind asking a guy out, and that's great. That shows a high level interest. I think that's great. I love when a girl is asking me out, and they do. Believe me, they will. They will say, "When are we going on a date?" And that's great. That's a high level interest. Whenever a woman does that, guys, jump on that, because this girl is interested in you. Now, women like to see that a guy can be confident and ask her out. They don't want to be the one to put themselves out there like that. Not many women will, right? Most women are feminine and have a strong feminine energy about them, where they want to receive the invitation, they like being courted, they like a guy to pursue and show interest. So I need to tell guys the appropriate way to handle that. And obviously it's a little bit different when you're pursuing and ask a woman out, as opposed to the woman's perspective. So in the early stages of the dating, yes, it's a little bit different. But most of the information that I give is helpful to men and women, such as the keys to having successful relationships, or when I talk about the real reasons relationships fail, or anytime I talk about attachment styles. That's all helpful to men and women. It doesn't make a difference on gender there. So I would say 95% of the stuff is helpful to men and women. And even for you women, yeah, it is helpful for you to see what a proper way to be courted is by a guy, as opposed to a guy that maybe has an anxious attachment style or an avoidant attachment style, and how they're going to, ask you out, or how they're going to chat with you or text with you or message you. Because, well, we're going to see it in this next email that I got, some of those things coming up. Now, if you have a question that you want to know individually, you can always go to my website, askcraig.net, and get to me that way if you have a specific question about that, about women and the stuff that I teach. If you're wondering, like, oh man, I don't understand when Craig talks about this, am I supposed to do that, or is that a guy supposed to do that? Because I know it can be a little bit confusing at times. I got a second email here from Beth, and she says, "Hi Craig, I just started watching your videos, and they are great. They're very practical. They're supposed to be. My question is, when a man moves on, will he change his feelings and reach back out? I shouldn't reach out, she's asking. I should make him miss me, right? Am I understanding you correctly? And then she says, I've heard that it comes across as needy or clingy to communicate if they don't respond. Okay, that's a really good question. So, if a man moves on, will he change his feelings and reach back out to you? Okay, so if you are dating a guy and he just stopped contacting you, I would send him one text message. If he doesn't reply, I would wait at least a week, probably closer to a week and a half or so if you're still interested, and reach out one more time. If he doesn't respond to that, just move on. Okay? Don't kid yourself, ladies. If somebody's not getting back to you in a reasonable amount of time, they're not interested. Okay? And I would say around a week. Okay? You don't want to keep messaging somebody that doesn't reply. They'll start to lose respect for you. They'll take you for granted. And your value in their eyes will decrease. Right? And that mystery and excitement that first comes in the initial stages of dating someone is gone. You know, because people want what they can't have. And if they're not replying to you and you're continuing to chase, they obviously know that they have you, and they're kind of like, man, I didn't text her back and she's still texting me. And she's still texting me. And she's still texting me. No. Have respect for yourself. Okay? So let me go on with the email. She has some more here. She says, after watching your videos, I think I have an anxious attachment style. I've been talking with 3 different guys. One guy texts me all the time. Morning, during the day, and at night. And I feel like that means he has a higher interest and wants something serious. Okay. I could see why you would think that. It could mean that he has a higher interest. But, to me, it indicates he has an anxious attachment style. So, yes, it's possible he does have a higher interest level in you. It's also possible that he just has an anxious attachment style, and he's anxious with 20 other women that he's talking to. Right? And so he's blowing up their phone. I know a guy like this. Right? He has a very anxious attachment style. He loves attention. He loves the drama. So he's constantly texting a girl all day long. Right? But the thing is that he is literally texting 5 to 6 girls all day long. And he's using them. Right? Think about it. He's using them to feel good about himself and to validate who he is. Part of that might also be that he's doing it to distract himself from how he's feeling internally. So he's constantly reaching out and causing all this drama with all these different girls so he doesn't have to focus on how he's feeling on the inside. Now, the thing that's sad about that is that all these girls get attached to him thinking that there's something special to him, when the truth is he's only using them to cover up his insecurity. So, let me go on. There's a little bit more to her email. She says, one guy occasionally texts me and seems fairly interested. The 3rd guy didn't text me for 4 days, so it seems he's the least interested. Okay. The 3rd guy, it is possible that he's the least interested. It's also possible that he's the most secure and the most confident out of these guys, right? Or possibly he's the most busy, right? you have to look at each situation. Does this guy have kids? Does he work a lot? You have to consider other factors other than just not hearing from him for 4 days. Because a confident guy is not going to need to chase a girl. He's going to know that if a girl's not interested in him, he's going to find somebody else that is interested in him. And if you start seeing another guy, he's not going to get too stressed about it. He's not going to get all upset. He's just going to be like, okay, well, you know, I hope you're happy. Call me if you change your mind. And he's just going to kind of move on with his life. Because he knows people are going to see his value. Whereas the anxious person is afraid about his value. He doesn't feel good about who he is. So he has to use other people to make him feel good about who he is. Oh, if I'm dating a pretty girl, that must mean I'm something special. That's what insecure people tend to do. So, just to sum up, what I want to get across to you ladies is that if a guy's not returning your text messages within a reasonable amount of time, and I would say roughly about a week, okay, they obviously don't value you. Now, if they were attached and, you know, you've stopped contacting them and they think you've moved on, their interest level could rise again and they could contact you again and set another date and want to spend more time with you. But you have to cut off all contact with somebody that isn't responding to your text messages or isn't returning your calls within a reasonable amount of time. Obviously, different circumstances can come up, like vacations or maybe a major project or studying for a major exam or something like that. But generally, someone will kind of give you a heads up. Like, hey, I have a major exam, I'll contact you afterwards, and then they will. But you want to find somebody that is going to value you and value your time. Because that is really the most precious thing you can give anybody in this world, is your time. The gift of your time. So, that's it for this video. Listen guys, I take a long time to write these videos and to research them, to put them together for you guys. So I would appreciate if you just put a like on the video, if you appreciated what I put out there for you guys today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put videos up Monday through Friday. And if you want to get my help personally, you can always go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I'm Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.